Events are a great way to connect. And when it comes to connecting with dynamic CEOs and directors of biotech companies, I never leave a stone unturned. And that's why today I have Dr. Varsha Shridhar. She is the Director of Molecular Solutions Care Health, and she's with us celebrating One Health at Mature Village. And hello, ma'am, how are you?
Very good. Thank you for having me.
So let's start with One Health because that's the agenda today. Uh, how has been your perspective and experience on One Health, and if you could share some insights on that?
Sure. I'd been hearing about One Health obviously for many years. And before COVID, I think it was usually only generate a sense of anxiety. Anxiety about our world. We live in a very polluted part of Bangalore, so I would always be very anxious about the air that we were breathing. I have two kids, so it was mostly an anxiety-driven response. During COVID, I had the opportunity to work with a group called the Precision Pandemic Health Initiative, and where the idea of solving the problem of identifying COVID hotspots in a city came up. So, in all across the country, we were testing people for COVID. And then so our response would always be a few steps behind. It would be like, oh, the guy or a girl, the person gets infected. A few days later, they turn positive, by which time they're already infectious. They're already spreading the virus, and a lot more people have already got infected. And then once their test becomes positive, then the public health machinery comes in and tries to control. And we were thinking, wouldn't it be great if we had some other way of being able to control it faster so you don't have this exponential spread?
And that basically, we were policing the COVID, not protecting people from COVID that time.
I would say we were more of a reactive rather than a sort of a forward-thinking, predictive, responsive kind of a thing. Around this time, a bunch of us came across this paper which showed that wastewater could be a way of testing for COVID. It had been done in countries like Netherlands, where they found that SARS-CoV-2 RNA could be found in the wastewater. And that was basically the start of my journey in One Health. It's easy to think, oh my God, yeah, it makes sense that human health and animal health and environmental health are connected. But how do you actually work in that, right? What do you actually start doing? And this was my step to say, I will test the wastewater, and then that will immediately have an effect or hopefully some sort of an insight which would be able to help human public health. Right. And I won't go into the details of the Precision Pandemic Health platform. You guys can look it up online. But it was Asia's largest citywide real-time dashboard for about 2 years, where we were basically checking the open drains as well as the sewage treatment plants of Bangalore city and giving weekly updates to the city municipality. Right. That got me interested again as to what happens to the wastewater, and we were very fortunate to get connected with a group called Biome Environmental Trust, and from there we learned about how treated wastewater is now used to rejuvenate lakes across southern Karnataka, especially the districts around Bangalore, and this has had massive effects on the ecological state of the land. Because now you have more greenery, because you have more water, you have more biodiversity, because you have more birds. And this is a very visible change. In 5 years, I can see it, and anybody going up and down the highways on Bangalore can see it. Right. So that's been our One Health journey, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where else the study of water systems, wastewater takes us.
Right. So this makes me more interested in the company Molecular Solutions. So what you guys are doing and how you're doing, if you could throw some light on that.
Okay. We started off as an R&D lab.
Okay.
I'm a molecular virologist and a microbiologist. That's my basic training, a molecular microbiologist, I should say.
Okay.
So a lot of my training was in basic science. And so when I started my company, it was quite a R&D focused lab.
Right.
We during COVID, I think COVID was such a huge catalyst, yes, game changer for all of us. So I think that rooster is really going crazy, huh?
That's one help.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
So we went into diagnostics. So that not only of human diagnostics and environmental diagnostics. Now we really consider ourselves a transdisciplinary public health organization.
Wonderful.
And that basically means that we want to work and we have worked, we would love to work, continue to working with all people from all different types of backgrounds, different institutions and different verticals. And seeing how we can all work together for the general betterment of the planet.
Wonderful. So recently you said that your lab is also got certification from NABL.
We've been recommended for NABL.
Okay, recommended for NABL, and that's a great thing. So congratulations for that.
Thanks.
Now, this makes me interested more because my audience is all R&D professionals in biotech and pharma sector.
Right.
And they would love to work in your lab, whether it's a training or internship or some kind of a certification which you can provide. So how can people work in your lab?
Oh, that's a wonderful question. And we have always been interested in capacity building, and we've had training programs earlier as well. And so we're very interested in working with Biotechnica to not only provide online classes, online courses, a lot of the, for example, hands-on training, internships, all those are absolute, enthusiastic yeses from us. I would also like to point out that a lot of training in molecular biology, microbiology, especially in the clinical realms, tend to be very theoretical. So what I would really love to be able to do is have a series of courses that are more sort of case series based and real life problem based. So problem solving courses, if we can start together, that will be great.
Right. So ma'am has just now said we're going to have a tie-up so that we can provide you a lot more industry-oriented, industry-driven, industry-centric hands-on training as well as online training for all our audience so that you can be benefited. And she's a COVID warrior and she wants you to succeed in the post-COVID era.
Absolutely.
So great opportunity for all of you. So ma'am, now coming to the point that there's a lot of negativity online that the courses, this course of biotechnology, biosciences is not enough. You cannot grow in this sector. There's no much money and job. And I'm sure you must have also been through all these kind of comments, which is actually misguiding the youngsters. So what are your thoughts? Because it's very difficult to get people like you on camera to say that, yes, there is a scope or what they should do to create scope for themselves. If you could spare out 2 minutes to share that.
Yeah, I think, so, in India, I've been working for 7 years and we've been hiring people and growing people. And I think from my experience, what I find is that most fresh graduates are scared to ask questions. If you ask questions, if you take initiative in learning a little bit more, and if you take responsibility in some ways of driving your own growth, that goes a long way in showing your employers and your general field that you are somebody investable. Many of us, I think, especially right after we come out from college, we believe that obeying orders and obeying instructions is the way of showing your value. And I'm here to tell you that is not the case. Don't blindly obey. If you can actually show your own initiative, you go way further in life than just blindly obeying. In my own company, the people who have questioned me and who say, ma'am, this doesn't make sense. Why are we doing this? Or to say, this doesn't seem relevant to me at all. This is not where I want to grow. Actually have grown way faster than the people who say, tell me what to do and I'll do it. So that would be the thing.
So don't obey orders, be in the driver's seat and do
right.
what you like to do. That's where, drive your passion forward. Thank you, ma'am, so much for your insights. Now, last question to you is, you are right now in Molecular Solutions and it's a growing company and a lot of new things are happening. And in this dynamic world of biotechnology, success is something which we always define for ourselves. But how would you define success for a youngster who is just passing out today in the biosciences sector? What would be your take on
That's a hard question. Let me think about it. Um, in every single way, I think most of us are told what success is. Success is if you get into this university or this college or this course because, your parents are happy, your friends are happy.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else is like, huh,
Mm-hmm.
theek kiya tune, you're a good boy or a good girl. That very frequently may not be your own definition of success.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I was in a very prestigious university for my PhD, and I was fully funded. It was great.
Pittsburgh.
But at the University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine, which is a very prestigious university, but I have to tell you, I was emotionally very empty. I realized way later that the reason I was so unhappy there is because I was in a field that I was not personally passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the field of basic sciences research for 10 years and getting progressively sadder and sadder,
Mm-hmm.
even though everybody else around me thought I had the perfect life, good job in the US, house, kids, husband, everything. Until I came back to India and started my own company and we moved to public health.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually kind of when
More satisfying.
way more satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
Because now I think I am in the field that makes sense to me, though
Mm-hmm.
it does not make sense to my family, I'll be honest. Like, hey, aren't you supposed to be doing basic science research? What the heck are you doing? So, but I'm very happy. And I think to me, I'm successful now. Whereas when I think back on my days when I was doing my PhD and my postdoc, and I think back on how depressed I was, oh, I'm so glad I'm out of it. So,
Right.
yeah.
So define your success. Ma'am gave you a live example. Thank you so much. It was nice interacting with you.
Thank
Have a
you.
great day ahead.
Thank you so much.
So that was our very own expert who has now tied up with Biotechnica, and we're going to come up with hands-on courses for all of you in her NABL certified lab. And you will get online as well as offline access, online demonstrations, and offline hands-on very soon. Biotechnica. So see you soon as at those courses. Till then, take care. Bye bye.